every guy at this camp is here for a reason, and the management believes in all of us. So, again, you just gotta believe in yourself, and again, if you don't believe in yourself, then you just gotta try to find that confidence, and anything, try to find the confidence goes a long way.
Luke, you seem to have a very clear idea of what your identity is. How would you describe it, and what's the brand that you bring?
I think physical, gritty power forward. A guy who has a check-first mentality, and someone that has an edge to his game. So I just try to bring that. Every shift, it's hard. It's hard to bring that physicality. It takes a lot out of you, but I know that's going to be my game going forward, and I have a lot of fun doing it.
When you watch the playoffs and the teams that have succeeded over the last couple of years and how much more physical they've become, did it reinforce to you how much more space there might be for a guy like you at this level?
Yeah, I think just trying to evolve into one of those players is it's hard, but it's going to be worthwhile in the long run. And again, I think just having that confidence in the player that I am, and knowing that teams that win in this league have role players like me. So if I can evolve in one of those big power forwards, that'd be awesome.
When they open camp and you look at the way the players are set up, it seems pretty clear that there's sort of 4 NHL lines there. So as a guy who's trying to break into that, how do you take that when you kind of see how they've grouped everything?
Yeah, I think that just comes in, me being a rookie, and you just got to earn your spot in the lineup, and you just got to take it day by day. And there's a lot of stuff that's out of your control. And again, you just got to focus on your attitude and your intentions every day, and how intense you are in practice, because you never know when a guy goes down with an injury, and you never know when you might get called in to have a big game, and you got to deliver and perform. And again, being a professional athlete, there's a lot of pressure, but again, pressure is a privilege.
What's the main thing you've learned so far in camp?
You can't have a day off. You really can't. You got to bring it every day, because again, guys are trying to fight for spots, and they want to make the big club here. So I've learned that the margin of error at this level it's really small, and once you make one of those mistakes, it can be in the back of your net. So you just gotta, again, for me, my game, playing that big power forward game, managing the puck at the right time, and sometimes it's not going to be a home run play, and I got to understand that, and just take it shift by shift.
I don't know how well you got to know Pezzetta yet, but what do you like about him as a player, teammate, as far as you know him so far?
Yeah, he's a really good person. He's really outgoing, and he gives everybody the time of day, no matter if you're a rookie or you're a vet. So he treats us with a lot of respect, and I give him a lot of credit. The way he plays, and he plays a really hard game, and he sticks up for his teammates. So I like that about him.
Are you? I don't want to say surprised, but are you encouraged that your physical game, so far at least, has translated, that it's been effective against this level? You mentioned guys are thicker, they're bigger, and in the NCAA, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but you had a physical edge on basically everyone, whereas now you have less of that edge. Are you encouraged that there's not maybe as big of a leap in that department as maybe you would have thought?
Yeah, I think just trusting the advice that people have given me at the next level, whether it's management or pro players that I've gotten advice from, because they always say that the physical power forward that can make plays is it's hard to find, and they stand out at the next level, which is really encouraging. And one game it might stand out, but the next game when you play those defensemen, they're not going to want to retrieve pucks when you keep finishing hits against them. So I think just listening to management and trusting their advice, and just getting their feedback and applying it to the next game is huge.
Did you feel underrated before this camp, and how much it was a motivation for you coming here and be good?
I don't know. I don't really have a lot of social media. I don't really have Twitter, so I guess I'm not sure what the hype was around me. Probably nothing at all, which is fine at all, and that's perfectly fine by me. So I think, again, I'm just here trying to make my mark and make a statement and take it day by day, and have a blast doing it. This camp's a grind, but it's a lot of fun. Anytime you're putting on the Habs jersey, it's a privilege. So
you talk about advice. What is the best advice you receive in maybe the last few years?
Like the best
best advice.
From
you talk about you receive a lot of advice. And
advice.
From people,
Okay.
And what is the best advice you receive?
Best advice. I just think reiterating the day-by-day aspect, and even though we're still in camp here, it's training camp. I heard somebody say that every day in the NHL is a good day.
You talked about the power forward thing before. Do you see similarities in your game with Josh Anderson's?
Yeah, I do. I mean, we're obviously different hands, but Andy can skate, and I think I got a pretty good step on me, and I think this summer I've improved my speed. So, again, Andy, he's a physical player with a heavy shot, and a lot of teams don't have players like Andy. So, if I can, take a little bit of Andy's game, that'd be great.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Good job.
We're not going to ask about Ryan Reeves this time around.
Yeah, we'll leave that one
Remember
out.
last year?
Yeah.
First shift, right?
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think it's going to be for a few young players who's going to start with you tonight to play in Toronto environment?
Yeah, I think it's always fun. I mean, any original six matchup, Montreal, Toronto, there's like so much history. I know it's only the preseason, but those games are still big games, and I know for everyone in our locker room, like, we want to win, right?
Do you still consider that as a good test?
Yeah, I heard they have a good lineup tonight, so it'll be definitely a good test for all of us, and it'll be fun to just get in a solid game.
Mike, have you watched any of the documentary series that's going on now?
Yeah, seen. I think I caught up to. Is it on episode 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I caught up yesterday.
What did you think of seeing the videos of yourself as a little kid?
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, I didn't know. I guess my parents had given them some tapes and stuff, so that was cool. But no, I think they've been doing a great job. It's nice to kind of see the behind the scenes and look back at it now a little bit.
Just about every player that makes it to the NHL was a star at some level as a kid. What do you remember as your most sort of productive season when you were like minor hockey?
Probably like my minor Adam year. We won the championship that year, and it was just like it was a ton of fun. And then minor midget was also a ton of fun. Like draft year, we had a good team, like a bunch of good guys. Like we all got along really well. It was like one of those teams like everyone just bought in. It was a ton of fun.
Do you remember your best stats?
I've been there enough to know what it kind of takes, and just learning every day and getting experience. Honestly, it will make my game so much more simpler and solid.
If you look at the forward group at this camp and the way it's set up, it seems more or less set. Whereas the defense group looks really fluid. Like how are you kind of handling sort of some of the unknown in your group at this camp?
Yeah, I try not to worry about it too much. I mean, obviously we got a lot of sick defensemen, and anyone can play at any night. So I think I just kind of worry about myself and worry about my game, and just go from there and let the other stuff take care of itself.
On a game like tonight in Toronto, what do you feel you need to do in the first few shifts to make sure you feel comfortable out there?
Yeah, probably just get some touches in, make some good plays, make some quick decisions, and get some hits in, and hopefully feel good about myself. Yeah.
Did you picture that so early in your career you'd end up in a game where you're the oldest defenseman?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't even believe I was saying to Matheson, I'm like, I'm the third oldest D on the team right now, and I'm 23. I don't even have 100 games, so it's pretty crazy. But no, it's fun to have a young core and see what we can do.
If you go back a couple years and then fast forward to now, just how different do you feel versus when you first arrived here?
I think I feel kind of a little bit similar, but yeah, a little bit different because kind of have a little bit of experience now and kind of know what it takes to kind of stick around. But yeah, still similar mindset. Keep going until I feel like I've arrived, but I don't feel it, so I'm gonna keep grinding.
Did you feel at all that you needed to reinvent yourself in some way? Just kind of when you think back to 2 years ago, I think of you like crippling the Senators rookie team in Buffalo, like that was kind of your MO and that was your identity. To what extent have you had to recalibrate that to stick around, like you said?
Yeah, that was obviously me trying to make a team, and I was doing anything I could to kind of stick out and be that guy for the team, and I knew the team was kind of needing someone like that, and I thought I could fit that role, so that was me doing anything I could to make the team. And I mean, obviously I don't need to prove to anyone that I could fight now and that I can run around and take guys' heads off. I think it's just working on the other aspects of the game right now.
What do you like about Adam Engstrom and what you've seen so far from him in training camp?
Yeah, he's a good player. He's poised. He makes good plays. He's got good feet, and he's a smart player too. So I think it would be fun to play with him tonight and see what we can do.
When you look at the team in general and the fact that guys like yourself, goalie, have picked up some valuable experience and there's so much success, or the success of the team kind of depends on you guys taking another step. You put that type of pressure on yourself. How do you handle that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're not rookies anymore. Like we've been around for a few years, and we need to act like it. We need to start playing like it. It can't be. I mean, our first couple years, it was like play one good game, play one bad game, like in and out, you know. But now it's like we got to string it together and act like pros, act like vets. So that's how we kind of handle it.
What equips you to do that?
I think just going in with the mindset that you're able to. I mean, obviously it's like we were fighting for our lives the first couple years and fighting to stay in the lineup and all that. But I mean, just believe in your game, and you're here for a reason. So it's kind of.
Am I right if I say that last year and previous season you spoke often about the offensive part of your game, and now you focus more on defense when you talk to us? Am I right, or is just?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I know that's going to keep me in the league, and I know that's the kind of player I'm going to have to be. I mean, we have Hudson, we have Matheson. Like, we don't need every guy to be offensive. We need guys to stop the puck and keep the puck out of our net and break out pucks. So I think at a young age, I need to really cement my defensive game, and as I get older, then I could start adding in the offensive stuff. But right now, I'm just strictly focused on defense.
You had a few conversations on the ice with Marty sometimes. Did you guys speak about that situation, your defensive game? Is that part of the conversation that you have with the coach?
A little bit, I think so. I think when we're skating around, we're just talking about the game the next day and who's in the lineup and kind of stuff like that. And just he always tells me just make sure you're scanning, looking around, and just play your game, just relax. Like don't put extra pressure on yourself and stuff like that.
What are some of the elements? What are some of the elements of your defensive game that you?
Il va falloir être prêt.
Qu'est-ce que tu as aimé de ton camp jusqu'à présent, puis de ce que tu es capable de bâtir à chaque jour?
Je pense que ça va généralement bien. Je fais beaucoup de bons jeux. Mon flair offensif, il ressort tout le temps. Puis j'essaie de continuer là-dessus puis d'avoir une game 200 feet.
À quel point la petite chimie ou les expériences que tu as eues l'an passé avec des gars comme Armia, avec des gars comme Newhook, ça fait une différence dans ton approche et dans ton niveau de confort aussi?
Ouais, je pense que juste d'avoir joué, de côtoyer tous les gars de l'équipe, tu arrives ici beaucoup plus confiant, beaucoup plus familier aussi. Tu connais le coaching staff, tout le monde. Fait que je pense que ça facilite beaucoup les choses.
Vous avez un line-up assez jeune ce soir. Puis quand on regarde, je sais pas si tu as vu le line-up des Leafs, mais entre autres à la défense, c'est pas mal. Ça va être proche de ce qu'ils vont être le 9 octobre. Comment tu le vois, le défi, par rapport à ça? Un jeune line-up contre un peu plus d'expérience l'autre bord parce qu'ils sont à la maison.
Ouais, je pense que ça va être un bon challenge, surtout dans leur arena, full line-up. Comme tu as dit, on est jeune, mais je pense qu'il ne faut pas penser à ça. Il faut jouer notre game. Tout le monde est calibre, puis je pense que ça va être un bon moment de se comparer. Là.
Comment t'expliques le fait que, malgré que vous étiez deux groupes différents, 2 jeux blancs consécutifs, à quel point il y a un désir de poursuivre sur cette lancée-là ce soir, même si le line-up de l'autre bord va être assez imposant?
Ouais, écoute, je pense que les deux premières games, ils ont super bien été, autant lundi que mardi. Puis on a un bon système de jeu. Martin a mis en place un très bon système de jeu. Puis le but, c'est de le respecter. Puis ça va nous mettre les chances de notre côté.
C'est encore très tôt, mais est-ce que tu sens des différences par rapport à ce qu'Alex Burrows a amené en avantage numérique versus ce que Martin amène? Est-ce qu'il y a des gros changements sur l'avantage numérique jusqu'ici?
Pas vraiment. Je pense qu'il y a un avantage numérique, ça reste un avantage numérique. Puis je pense que c'est juste de voir les jeux qui sont libres. Puis je pense que tout le monde qui joue sur Power Play ont des bonnes têtes d'hockey, fait qu'ils sont capables de faire des jeux. Là.
Tout le monde qui te voit jouer.
Yeah, of course I talk to players there, and it's like good time to watch games on the days when you have nothing to do. So that's the way I'm keeping thoughts on them, and I pretty much know what's there's happening at the moment.
I saw a clip of Olli Jokinen talking about a certain checklist that you have to have every period as a player. He was talking about blocking a couple shots, stealing a couple pucks, and creating a scoring chance. Like 5 things every period. You got to do that. Is that a template for you? Is that something that you focus on here?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's a good way to bring something on the game, and you get involved of the game, and I think that's the good, mindset of the game. If you struggle a little bit, just focus on some little details and do those. So I think it's helped me so far too.
You played a really good game with Heineman and Barry Boulet against the Flyers. You're gonna have new line mates tonight. Is it important for you to prove that you can stay the same player even though you're switching line mates tonight?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you're not gonna play every game with the same line mates on the season, and it's gonna be changed. So you have to get used to it and find a way to play again good game like I did last time. So yeah, I'm gonna keep going that.
To what extent do you feel that you've been able to be the player you are so far in this training camp, knowing that it's a big adaptation for you, but from the outside you look comfortable? Do you feel like that?
Yeah, I do. I mean, the 6 weeks in Sweden before the camp was really good. We trained hard. I had 6 really hard games, so I was ready to come here, and I was prepared very well. So yeah, I feel comfortable and good confidence at the moment.
How has your confidence grown since you've been here? It looked like you started at a good place, but has it grown?
I mean, of course, it's since the last game and those scrimmages. I felt good, and yeah, I mean, my confidence is pretty high at the moment, and I feel good, and yeah, I mean, it's good.
Have you ever played on the wing?
Sorry?
Have you ever played on the wing in your career?
Yeah, I do, but not since my pro life. I've been a centerman maybe every day, like a couple of shifts as a winger, but I've been centerman most.
You're going to face a very good lineup tonight with the Leafs. There are a lot of veterans, especially on the blue line, and they're going to be in their building. How do you see that challenge with the young team on your side?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be pretty cool, I guess. Good challenge for the team and for me individually, and yeah, I feel good. I'm ready to play, and I wanna show those guys.
When you look at the way camp was organized for the first few days, it really looked like they put 4 NHL lines together and then everyone else. And so when you're a player who comes here trying to make the team and you kind of see that, what does that trigger in your mind in terms of what you have to do to get into that group?
Yeah, I didn't expect I'm right away on the NHL group, so it's just every day working hard and giving the best on the ice and off the ice, and when I get the chance, I want to use that and be the good when it comes.
Do you see tonight as one of those chances?
Yeah, for sure. Got to play with the NHL guys now, and who has played in NHL and knows the game. So I mean, that's a good step for me to show who I am.
How much aware are you of the rivalry between Montreal and Toronto?
Not much, honestly, but yeah, of course I know some stuff. But I mean, it's gonna be a great night today, playing in Toronto, and yeah, I'm gonna enjoy it.
Thank you.
Test. Il y a des joueurs qui sont dans des situations intéressantes. Kapanen, tu vois quoi pour tes joueurs ce soir là-bas?
Je vois qu'on va focusser sur notre groupe. Je pense que c'est ça que tu fais beaucoup durant le camp d'entraînement. Les choses qu'on parle beaucoup. Puis je pense que c'est ça le focus, c'est de ne pas te faire impressionner par qu'est-ce qui est sur la glace. C'est de jouer la game.
Non, je veux voir leur engagement, qu'est-ce qu'ils sont capables de retenir des choses, d'aller l'exécuter. Je m'attends, on va être un groupe engagé. Fait qu'on va voir, mais c'est pas comme si... ils se font évaluer tout le temps. À soir, c'est une autre évaluation. Bonjour.
Si je peux aller plus précisément sur Kapanen, on a vu son premier match, tout le monde a été impressionné. Des fois, pour un jeune comme ça, il peut y avoir une espèce d'adrénaline qui embarque qui fait qu'il est vraiment distinct. Mais dans son cas particulièrement, qu'est-ce que tu vois d'évader qui fait en sorte que ça te démontre qu'il est peut-être encore plus près qu'on pense?
Je pense à sa constance. Sa constance dans son travail, son éthique de travail, mais aussi c'est les décisions qu'il prend. Fait que c'est... moi, c'est ça pour un jeune joueur. Il n'est pas vieux tout ça, mais il y a une belle constance. Mais je pense que chaque défenseur, ils ont quelque chose, tu sais. Puis je sais, Arber, il amène son physique et tout. Tu sais, ça fait partie des décisions qu'on prend. Mais c'est... Tu sais, on juge, on évalue beaucoup sur le hockey aussi, là, tu sais. Fait que c'est pas comme... c'est pas parce qu'il check cette box-là qu'on regarde rien d'autre, tu sais. Mais ça fait partie de l'évaluation, de voir qu'est-ce que les joueurs sont capables d'amener, puis qu'est-ce qu'ils amènent. C'est tellement indispensable à comparer des autres choses qu'ils amènent. Fait que, tu sais, c'est de prendre toute l'information vraiment, puis on sait que c'est qu'il est capable de faire, Xhekaj, puis on a beaucoup de jeunes défenseurs, c'est de continuer à évaluer, puis à essayer de te faire diriger vers la recette, là, tu sais.
Justement, au plan hockey, est-ce que quelle amélioration as-tu pu faire au point de vue de son positionnement, de ses lectures de jeu? Puis est-ce qu'il y a encore beaucoup de chemin à parcourir dans ces deux parties?
Mais je pense que c'est là, on sait qu'il y a une grosse amélioration, tu sais, mais puis là, c'est d'avoir la constance là-dedans. Tu sais, je pense que c'est comme tout jeune joueur, tu sais, quand ils sont jeunes, ils vont te montrer, puis tu sais, des fois, des fois, les joueurs t'agacent un petit peu parce que tu vois comment bons qu'ils peuvent être, tu sais, puis là, mais des soirs qui montrent leur propre standard. Fait que là, mais toi, comme entraîneur, mais tu veux ça tout le temps. Sont-ils capables d'aller chercher ça à tous les soirs? Tu sais, fait que c'est... Pour un jeune défenseur, pour moi, Xhekaj, il y a une grosse amélioration là-dessus, puis c'est continuer à avoir la constance là-dedans.
You've been a guy who's spoken often about stealing a chair at camp. You had to do that yourself. I'm just wondering if there's the psychology behind showing up at camp day one and having what looks from the outside and maybe from your point of view like being 4 forward lines that are NHL forward lines. Is there anything to that? Like, how do you hope the other forwards take that when they see that grouping? How do you hope they react to that? What do you hope to see from them after doing that?
To me, it's constantly trying to raise your value, you know, and sometimes the timing might not be right, but you still raise your value. So if I was a player, I was obviously trying to make that team I was on, but I was trying to make the NHL too. So, you know, it's a small world. People see a lot of other teams' players, you know, and so there's timing. Sometimes there isn't room, and you know, sometimes people have to make room, you know. So to me, it's just keep raising your value, you know, whether you think there's a spot or not.
Is that something you want those players to look at and say, okay, well, there's a barrier, and I'm going to knock it down?
Yeah, for sure. You know, control what you can. You can't control, like, you know, everything, what you can control and what you can. I feel like I'm repeating myself. And when the players do that, you know, people in charge have to make tough decisions, you know.
Luke Tuch seems to have a very clear idea of what his identity is as a player. What value do you place on that as you evaluate a young player?
Well, he knows what he is. You know, there's a lot of young players that come in and, you know, they'd like to be certain style of player, but sometimes at that time they got to be something else. And some guys don't like to adjust or can't or don't recognize it. Sometimes it's a little bit of an identity crisis, a little bit. I think Luke Tuch knows what he is.
To what extent, Marty, do you look at some of the guys who are knocking on the door here and feel like you're going to have better options as call-ups if and when the injury bug hits?
Yeah. No, there's no way you're going into this season with just 23 guys. We know there's going to be players coming in for what you just said, injuries, health issue. Like, so for me, this year, you know, it's my third camp. You know, this is the deepest we've looked, you know. So as a coach, I like that. Ouais, il faut que tu sois capable de lire la chambre, tu sais, un petit peu, de la situation. Tu sais, il faut que tu sois capable de t'adapter, tu sais. Puis je pense que JB, il est capable de... Je sais qu'il y a de l'offensive dans sa game, mais il s'améliore beaucoup côté défensivement. Puis si tu as des gars de même qui sont capables de s'adapter, puis à jouer ce game-là défensif, mais on le sait quand on a la rondelle, on est correct avec JB, mais c'est continuer à travailler sur tout le reste. Puis à soir, mais il va avoir une bonne opportunité pour faire ça. C'est comprendre la situation. Je pense qu'il est assez intelligent. Il est correct défensivement. Même la punition qu'il a prise, je pense pas que c'était une punition. Son niveau de combativité. Ouais, chaque chiffre, il n'y a pas, même les pratiques, il n'y a pas une répétition ou un chiffre qui le prend pas au sérieux. Il est alerte pour n'importe quoi qui arrive. On sait ses habiletés. Mais là, tu me parles, tu me demandes si je rentre dans les détails avec les joueurs. Je rentre pas beaucoup dans les détails individuels. Non. Plus plan collectif. Puis là, tu vois qui sont capables d'embarquer dans la parade. Tu sais, puis parce que ça arrive vite. Tu sais, fait que... non, je te dis c'est un super de groupe, le fun. Ce camp-ci, je trouve qu'ils sont très alertes, sont très engagés. Puis on est content des résultats jusqu'à date.
Talking with Pezzetta last season, you told me you were the first pro coach you had who really told him, like, didn't just want him to dump the puck in and chase it. He wanted him to saw ice to take advantage of. Where have you seen his game improve maybe the most since you took over?
I think he's more comfortable on the ice and just doing more than just that. And sometimes, you know, it's for anybody. I'm asking our top guys, you know, our offensive guys to play the game. You know, sometimes you have to chip a puck. As much as it's not fun, you have to chip a puck. You know, and to me, it's that taking care of the team mentality, so to speak. But like on the other side of that, you have guys that have less offensive skill, that play a style of physicality and stuff. That doesn't mean that they got to be able to take care of the team when there's. Can you send somebody on the 2-on-1? Can you, like, we have numerical advantage. Can you play the game, or you're just going to chip a puck when we're 3-on-2, or, you know, do you reckon? So to me, I feel like I tried to help Pez just not playing his game, trying to help him just play the game. And I feel like he's improved in that department, you know. He'll never be a top offensive guy in this league, but he can help with the continuity of a play. He can help extend ozone. He can help. Of course, he's you know, when we dump a puck in and Pez is coming on the forecheck, that's his game. And every now and then during the game, that happens. But if you're just looking for that, you're not playing the game. So you can't force it. Like, it's going to be there. I just don't know. It might happen twice in your first shift. You might not see it for 2-3 shifts. Because if you just want to go do that, you might be out of position for everybody else. It's not your turn. So to me, he's learned that. He's controlled his energy a little bit and his workload on the ice. You know, he's more calculated, and it shows. OK, merci beaucoup.